Hey, I'm Mr. Kerr, and today I'm bringing you some more Game Soccer 2013, showing you the Formula cars before we get into the Vanport circuit on the right. As you can see, we're first going to show you the Formula Retro car, the Coppa Fittipaldi, the actually officially licensed car apart from the stock cars in the game, and it is the 1976 Coppa. I think I said that right. Fittipaldi, driven by the famous double world champion from Brazil, Emerson Fittipaldi, and that's what all the Formula Retro cars are based on. It looks very lovely indeed. Then the Formula 3 car, they kind of made up Formula 3 car, but a very lovely car, brilliant to drive it. As I said, probably my last time out in the Nürburgring video when I showed you this car, probably my favourite car to drive in this game. There's also the Formula Rizza's car, and you might recognise who this car and driver is based on. They're based on the 2012 season, and the driver, we hope in real life that he does get better in hospital, and still wishing him well. And this is the most modern Formula car, and you really do need setups to drive these cars. I haven't really looked at setups for it, so I find it pretty hard to drive at the moment, but I'm sure with setups on it, it's very handy to drive. And of course, the car we're going to drive today, the Formula Classic car, based on the MP4, as you can see, with that distinctive there helmet as well. And it's not based on the turbo engine like in real life. It's very hard to replicate that in sims at the moment, but it's not based on a normally aspirated engine, but it's a very lovely car to drive indeed. And the Vanport circuit as well. There's a Vanport and a Vanport Short, which just cuts out that first chicane, but we're driving the proper Vanport circuit, or Portland International Raceway as it is known in real life, located in Portland, Oregon in the USA. And it was on the kart or Champ Car circuit from 1984 to 2007, or Canada should I say. And in 1984 the first race was won by Alonso Jr., I believe, in his March. And in 2007, in the last Champ Car race there, it was won by Sebastian Bourdais in the Panos beautiful lovely DP01, and beautiful and lovely as well this Formula Classic car as well. Lovely interior work done there, and it's got a nice dash, and you can get a mod to show the kind of revs on the dashes and that electronic dash even as well. But it's a lovely car. The driving sounds mighty as well, even though it's not quite the popping turbo lag that it was in real life. But the Portland International Raceway, which we're driving on, it's called Vanport because it was built on the former city of Vanport, which unfortunately got flooded and destroyed on Memorial Day, 30th of May in 1948, so almost 66 years ago, when a dike on the Columbia River broke and flooded the city. And the only remains after that really were the paved streets and the concrete foundations of destroyed buildings. So that's where they built this circuit on. It's just under 2 miles long on this 12-turn configuration. There's also a 9-turn configuration, so if you cut out that first chicane. And as I say, it was quite a fixture on the Champ Car and Kart circuit for Canada until 2007, until the merger, and it hasn't really been back since. Hasn't been much conversation of it being back since, but it has been renovated after it went off the Canada in early 2008. You know, they repaved it, put new asphalt on, made a couple of changes to the corners, riding it between turns 4 and 7, and tightened turn 7, which leads onto the back straight, so that it's a bit slower going onto that back straight, and introduced Formula 1 style curves and moved some barriers around, and basically just improved the place, and you know, laid new asphalt as well. And the main series it hosts now is the NASCAR K&N Pro Series West, so you know, I really do hope it gets some more open wheel cars back onto it in the near future. But the last time out I talked about Games.car and about what I basically talking about it, and a couple of things I did miss out. There is new content coming to it, so even though it's been out for a few months, you know, it's very well supported by the Formula Razzoos guys. Riches, I'm never going to say that right again, am I? But yeah, there's new content coming, new kart tracks, and even Montreal coming, so you know, numbers Ian track coming to the game. And I drive with a G25 and the force feedback, and the physics work very well with that. Well, very easy to set up. So that's just the bits I missed the last time, but I'm going to let you enjoy a lap of the Portland International Raceway. So now, fortune. So till next time, cheerio.